Welcome to City Rivals of North America, the Big Four leagues and their championships. We'll also be looking at other major league sports in North America and the NFL pre-Superbowl era. We'll also be looking at old and rival major sports leagues in North America. For this episode of City Rivals of North America, Chicago versus New York, 1903 to 1919. Round 1, World Series, 1917, Chicago White Sox versus the New York Giants. Chicago won the World Series 4-2. 1919 trophy cases. By 1919, Chicago had won 4 World Series, 2 by the Cubs and 2 by the Chicago White Sox. As of 1919, New York had only won 1 World Series by the New York Giants in 1905. 1920 to 1939. Round 2, Stanley Cup semifinals, 1931, Chicago Blackhawks versus the New York Rangers. Chicago won the 2-game total goal series, and now it's Chicago 2 and New York 0. Round 3, World Series 1932, Chicago Cubs versus the New York Yankees. Yankees won the World Series 4-0, and now it's Chicago 2, New York 1. Round 4, NFL Championship 1933, the Chicago Bears versus the New York Giants. Chicago won the game and were the NFL champions, so now it's Chicago 3 and New York 1. Round 5, NFL Championship 1934, Chicago Bears versus the New York Giants. The Giants won the championship this year, so now it's Chicago 3, New York 2. Round 6, Stanley Cup quarterfinal 1936, Chicago Blackhawks versus the New York Americans. The Americans won the total goal 2-game series, so now it's Chicago 3, New York 3. Round 7, Stanley Cup semifinal 1938, Chicago Blackhawks versus the New York Americans. The Blackhawks won the best-of-3 series 2-1, so now it's Chicago 4, New York 3. Round 8, World Series 1938, Chicago Cubs versus the New York Yankees. The Yankees won the series 4-0, so now it's Chicago 4, New York 4. 1939 trophy cases. By 1939, Chicago had 10 total championships, 4 World Series, 2 Stanley Cups, and 4 National Football League championships. By 1939, New York had 17 total championships, 12 World Series, 2 Stanley Cups, and 3 National Football League championships. 1940 to 1959. Round 9, NFL Championship 1941, Chicago Bears versus the New York Giants. The Bears won the game, so now it's Chicago 5, New York 4. Round 10, NFL Championship 1946, Chicago Bears versus the New York Giants. Chicago won the championship, so now it's Chicago 6, New York 4. Round 11, NFL Championship 1956, Chicago Bears versus the New York Giants. The Giants won the championship this year, so now it's Chicago 6, New York 5. 1959 trophy cases. By 1959, Chicago had a total of 15 championships, 4 World Series, 2 Stanley Cups, and 9 National Football League titles. By 1959 for New York, they had 31 total championships, 24 World Series, 3 Stanley Cups, and 4 National Football League titles. 1960 to 1979. Round 12, National Football League Championship game, 1963, Chicago Bears versus the New York Giants. Chicago won the championship, so now it's Chicago 7, New York 5. Round 13, Stanley Cup quarterfinal 1968, Chicago Blackhawks versus the New York Rangers. Chicago won the series 4-2, so now it's Chicago 8, New York 5. Round 14, Stanley Cup semifinal 1971, Chicago Blackhawks versus the New York Rangers. Chicago won the series 4-3, so now it's Chicago 9, New York 5. Round 15, Stanley Cup semifinal 1972, Chicago Blackhawks versus the New York Rangers. New York won the series 4-0, so now it's Chicago 9, New York 6. Round 16, Stanley Cup semifinal 1973, Chicago Blackhawks versus the New York Rangers. Chicago won the series 4-1, so now it's Chicago 10, New York 6. Round 17, Stanley Cup first round 1977, Chicago Blackhawks versus the New York Islanders. The Islanders won the series 2-0, so now it's Chicago 10, New York 7. Round 18, Stanley Cup quarterfinal 1979, Chicago Blackhawks versus the New York Islanders. The Islanders won the series 4-0, so now Chicago 10, New York 8. 1979 trophy cases. By 1979, Chicago had 17 total championships, 4 World Series, 3 Stanley Cups, and 10 National Football League championships. By 1979, New York had a total of 45 championships, with 29 World Series, 3 Stanley Cups, 2 NBA titles, 1 Super Bowl, 1 American Football League title, 4 National Football League titles, 2 ABA titles, 3 North American Soccer League titles. 1980 to 1999. Round 19, NBA Eastern Quarterfinal, 1981. Chicago Bulls versus New York Knicks. Chicago won the series 2-0, so now it's Chicago 11, New York 8. Round 20, the North American Soccer League Soccer Bowl, 1981. The Chicago Sting versus the New York Cosmos. Chicago would win the game and the championship, so now it's Chicago 12, New York 8. Round 21, Super Bowl Playoffs, NFC Divisional Game, 1985. Chicago Bears versus the New York Giants. Chicago won the game, and now it's Chicago 13, New York 8. Round 22, NBA Playoffs, Eastern Semifinal, 1989. Chicago Bulls versus New York Knicks. Chicago won the series 4-2, so now it's Chicago 14, New York 8. Round 23, Super Bowl Playoffs, NFC Divisional Game, 1990. Chicago Bears versus the New York Giants. The Giants will win the game, so now it's Chicago 14, New York 9. Round 24, NBA Playoffs, Eastern Quarterfinal, 1991. Chicago Bulls versus the New York Knicks. Chicago win the series 3-0, so now it's Chicago 15, New York 9. Round 25, NBA Playoffs, Eastern Semifinal, 1992. Chicago Bulls versus the New York Knicks. Chicago won the best-of-7 series 4-3, and now it's Chicago 16, New York 9. Round 26, NBA Playoffs, Eastern Final, 1993. Chicago Bulls versus the New York Knicks. Chicago won the best-of-7 series 4-2, so now it's Chicago 17, New York 9. Round 27, NBA Playoffs, Eastern Semifinal, 1994. Chicago Bulls versus the New York Knicks. New York won the series 4-3, so now it's Chicago 17, New York 10. Round 28, NBA Playoffs, Eastern Semifinal, 1996. Chicago Bulls versus the New York Knicks. Chicago won the series 4-1, so now it's Chicago 18, New York 10. 1999 trophy cases. By 1999, Chicago had a total of 27 championships, and 14 of those were Big Four titles, with 4 World Series, 3 Stanley Cups, 6 NBA titles, and 1 Super Bowl. They also had 1 MLS Cup, 2 North American Soccer League Cups, and 10 NFL titles. By 1999 for New York, they had a total of 58 titles, with 46 of them being Big Four championships, with 33 World Series, 8 Stanley Cups, 2 NBA titles, 3 Super Bowls, with also 2 ABA titles, 4 National Football League titles, 1 American Football League title, and 5 North American Soccer League Cups. 2000 to 2019. Round 29, MLS Cup Semifinal, 2000. Chicago Fire versus the New York Metro Stars. Chicago won the most points to 5 series, so now Chicago 19, New York 10. Round 30, NBA Playoffs, Eastern Quarterfinal, 2013. Chicago Bulls versus the Brooklyn Nets. Chicago won the series 4-3, so now Chicago 20, New York 10. Round 31, the World Series Playoffs, the National League Championship Series, 2015. Chicago Cubs versus the New York Mets. The Mets won the series 4-0, so now it's Chicago 20, New York 11. Round 32, MLS Cup, Knockout Round, 2017. Chicago Fire versus New York Red Bulls. New York would win the game, so now it's Chicago 20, New York 12. 2019 trophy cases. As of 2019, Chicago has 32 total championships, 19 of them being Big Four, with 6 World Series, 6 Stanley Cups, 6 NBA titles, and 1 Super Bowl. They also have 1 MLS Cup, 2 North American Soccer League Cups, and 10 NFL titles. As of 2019, New York has a total of 62 championships, 50 of them Big Four titles, with 35 World Series, 8 Stanley Cups, 2 NBA titles, and 5 Super Bowls. They also have 5 North American Soccer League championships, 2 ABA titles, 4 National Football League titles, and 1 American Football League title. Head-to-head playoff meetings as of 2019 for Chicago versus New York. They have met each other 32 times over the years, with Chicago leading 20 series to 12 to New York. Hope you enjoyed this episode of City of Rivals in North America, Chicago versus New York.